Hey guys, welcome back to Nerd Niche. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna shake it up. I actually found a really cool nifty nerd craft online that I thought we could do together. For those who don't know me personally, I'm a massive Star Wars fan. My children's names are actually Luke and Leia. They're not twins, they're 18 months apart, but they have definitely been brainwashed to love Star Wars. So my son's room is basically where we keep most of the Star Wars memorabilia in this house. We actually used to have a lot more Star Wars everywhere, even though you can still find Star Wars in every single room of our house. But we did decide to make kind of upstairs Lucas's room a little bit more Star Wars themed and, you know, modernize the rest of our house like adults rather than have the house decorated like a 12-year-old boy. So what we did is not only did I decorate his room for Star Wars, we also decorated my kid's bathroom for Star Wars. So I found this nifty craft online of how to transform a garbage can into our favorite droid, R2D2. Hopefully this doesn't turn out like one big giant nailed it meme, as it is my first time attempting or even trying to do a craft on the internet. So I thought that we would do this step by step if you guys want to do it again with me. It's a very cheap, easy craft to do. Doesn't have to be perfect. So what do you think, R2? Should we get started? So here are the supplies that you need in order to create your R2D2 garbage can. Of course, you're going to need a garbage can. I bought this one very cheap just from the dollar store. $1.25 to get a little plastic garbage can is all that you need. You're going to need several different thicknesses of paintbrushes, and you're going to need some acrylic paint. The reason I chose acrylic is it's fast to dry, it's easy to work with, and honestly, it's cheap. You're gonna need several different colors like silver, blue, white, red, and black. You're also going to need a hot glue gun, some scissors, and I purchased one big sheet of white Bristol board, which I cut in half. So you actually have 2 pieces of white Bristol board. Also, if you would like to grab a picture or some kind of R2D2 somewhere that you may have, like this guy, as a reference, then it makes details a little bit easier for you rather than winging it off the top of your head. So let's get started. You ready, R2? Okay, so first what you're going to do is you're going to remove your lid of your garbage can. Then you're simply just going to lay your garbage bin down and you're going to measure from the top of your bin to a little bit underneath. What I did is I just stuck my pencil right at the bottom to draw a line. So I did a little line up here, a little line on here on the Bristol board. You can cut your Bristol board smaller if you feel like it would be a little bit easier to manage. And then you're going to use your 2 dot lines to create a similar R2D2 leg shape. I took my R2 down just to kind of use as a reference. You guys can use a picture or something as well, but you're going to basically draw from your 2 dots that you created a round top with a little bit of like a trapezoid bottom. So to show you how I did that, it does not have to be perfect. I did it with one, and then I used the first cutout of Bristol board to trace a second identical piece to another piece of Bristol board, and we officially have some legs. So first we're going to paint the lid silver. If you guys did not buy a white garbage can, then you're probably going to want to paint this white as well to add in the details later. But we're going to start painting the lid a silver color to add R2's head. Okay, so you're probably going to need a couple coats of the silver, so in the meantime you can kind of just sit the silver aside and let that dry so we can add a second coat soon. Just trying to make it bolder. So if you want to speed up the process a little bit, we can just use a hairdryer and we can just give it a little bit of a boost. So I did about 2 coats on this and you can still see there's quite a bit of like lines and whiteness going on. So I'm gonna add a 3rd coat. So that looks a lot better, a lot more bold. I'm just gonna stick this aside to let it fully dry, even though I already blew dry it like crazy. And we're going to just add a couple of details to the legs. I'm just gonna basically use my silver and blue paint to add these little details. Like I said, I am not an artist in the slightest, so this is definitely going to be a mediocre garbage can, R2D2. But we're going to just basically draw a blue line down the middle and a little silver circle at the top where our round piece is. So first I'm gonna do that with pencil. I'm just gonna draw a circle about that size. Doesn't need to be perfect, at the top of both of the legs. And I'm just gonna use my paintbrush to do the straight blue line down to probably about here. Nothing too significant, right? So let's do that. Thinner brush this time. I know it looks a little crazy now, but it will start to look better and it will still look like R2D2 in the end. No matter how fancy of an artist you may be, you'll probably be able to do a better job than me. We're gonna just do the circle at the top, the silver again. So this is what it looks like right now. So we're gonna wait for these to dry as well, and I think our lid might be good to start doing some of the head details. So for R2D2's head, it's gonna be a little bit more complicated. You can add every single detail in, or you can kind of, you know, work around your space and just kind of experiment. This should be interesting. So of course what you're going to need to do is you're going to add the dark blue first, and I think we're going to take some time between the dark blue to also allow that to dry, and then we're going to add our black. Let's get started. First I'm gonna kind of map this out. Judging by R2, I'm going to put his eye, his big eye, right on the swingy part. And behind his eye is a blue rectangle. So we're gonna start with the blue here first, and then I'm gonna let that dry. And while that is drying, we're gonna do our other blue rectangles just around the perimeter here of your garbage can. Like I said, it's not going to be perfect unless you are a perfect artist, but it still will look like R2D2. So let's fight. So I have drawn my little rectangle and what we're going to do is we're going to paint like blue rectangles, and it doesn't have to be spot on, but we're going to do it all the way around the perimeter, and then we're also going to do the buttons around the top of R2's head. And then by the time we finish that, we should be able to have this all dried up to do our eye. So I'm just going to do little rectangles. You guys can do them however you please. I feel very William Shakespeare right now with him standing in my hand. To be or to, I don't know. This is probably just as much as an experiment for me as it will be for you guys. And I'm just gonna have fun with it. I assumed, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, it may turn out like a nailed it meme. But we're gonna have fun either way. And you know what? Considering my kids are only 5 and almost 4, they're gonna think this is cool no matter what. So we're gonna carry on. So I did some little rectangles around. And I mean, like I said, this is not gonna be perfect, but you can see you kind of just improvise as you go. Maybe it still will look like R2. And we're gonna add the buttons on top, and the buttons are gonna be surrounding the circle. Okay, so here we have it. He's not looking too bad. Let's add the black eye because I blow dried this all, so it looks pretty good now. And then we're going to add a couple of the black buttons around, and we're almost done, guys. Almost done already. Okay, so I added our big black dot and I added a little red dot just to show R2's little light. And I don't think he looks so bad right now, right guys? It's obviously R2D2, but we're gonna let this part dry. I'm gonna glue the legs on and then we're basically done our R2D2 garbage can. So, get your hot glue gun. We're gonna glue these legs on. They look about dry anyways. It's, you know, again, nothing too fancy. It's just something to stick on the side. So you're gonna make sure that your top of your leg is right under your garbage lip. And then if it does extend a little bit past your garbage, that's good because you kind of want to bend this paper a little bit to make it look like R2 is kind of standing and rolling around, you know? So we're gonna do that. I'm just gonna glue it on. You ever pushed in a glue stick using your teeth? Okay. It's got legs! Okay, we're not quite done yet. We have our head, we have this part of our body. Now we have to paint the details on the front of him. So we're going to try to add as many details from R2 that we can. We're gonna add the blue lines across the chest. We're gonna add some silver, some blue, some more blue, you know. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to try and make it as accurate as our little buddy here. We have 3 blue lines, look at me. It's almost like I went to art school or something. Okay, we're gonna need some more silver. Good, right? Did you guys know that R2D2 was the most vulgar of all the Star Wars characters? They just bleeped all of the swear words out. What do you guys think? I'm just gonna add a bunch of random buttons and things, whether it's accurate or not. I don't think that matters too much. If you guys do decide to create your own R2D2 garbage cans, I would love to see you guys tag me on Instagram so I can see all your creations. And I honestly hope that they turn out better than mine. I'm gonna put his head back on. Is this the droid that you're looking for? What do you think, R2? Did I do a good job? Well guys, this is it. This is our final R2D2 garbage can. I kind of looks like a nailed it meme, but I'm still pretty proud of it. I think my kids are still gonna love it, and that's really all that matters to me. If you guys decide to create your own R2D2 garbage cans, please tag me in them on Instagram. I would love to see them. And if you guys could click subscribe for more Nerd Niche videos and fun, we will do more videos perhaps like this again in the future. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys later. May the Force be with you.